Welcome everybody to episode 6, recap of week 4, preview for week 5. We got some picks, a lot of news around the NFL this past week. Benjo, few hot topics before we get into it. Devontae Adams on the move. He's unhappy in Vegas. He wants out. Rashee Rice potentially tore his ACL thanks to Patrick Mahomes' helmet. And McCaffrey, his injury was far worse than initially expected. It's looking like, I don't know, could some say he never plays football again? That's an overreaction, but what are your thoughts on those three?
Well, I'll start with the first one you brought up, Devontae. I mean, it's just screaming Randy Moss. I don't know about you, but literally same team, same type of like time in the guy's career after a real high, he goes to a new team, expecting it to be different with the Raiders, and same old thing happens when any old receiver joins the Raiders. It doesn't really go too well. Needless to say, I don't think Devontae's anywhere near done.
He's only 31.
And yeah, and whoever gets him, most likely the Jets, is going to have a real contender. And I wouldn't be surprised if he does go to the Jets and they go make a far playoff push. Or the Chiefs even have the cap to go trade him, but the Raiders would never do that because they know that would be another Super Bowl for the Chiefs. So that's interesting. Rasheed Rice, that's just pure unfortunate timing. Wrong place, wrong time. Don't want to put the blame on Mahomes. Like, what was he supposed to do there? I know, like, oh, everyone's gonna clown on him, but it is what it is. And then McCaffrey, I remember me and you briefly talked about this earlier. Shanahan needs to be held somewhat accountable for that. I mean, people are thinking this guy's going to be available week 1, and yeah, I know it's fantasy and people don't care, but that's a big deal. Um, I hope McCaffrey's okay. I mean, that's really possible he doesn't play again. I mean, there's a lot of talk with that this year. Yeah, I think that's going to go over 2. I think Tua and McCaffrey are both going to play again, obviously, but very interesting. What about you?
Yeah, in terms of McCaffrey, I mean, obviously overreaction that he wouldn't play again. Let's just kind of see how it goes. I mean, I'm thinking like week 15 at that point, maybe just hold him out the playoffs. Like it seems like it's going to be quite some time, probably not till Christmas at the earliest, I'd think. In terms of Rice, man, I hope it's not a big injury. If he would have stayed healthy this whole year, he maybe could have been able to break some records. I mean, he's besides Xavier worthy. Mahomes has been just feeding Rice because they're triple teaming Kelsey every time. So yeah, I don't know. I hope nothing comes of that, but looks like it could be worst case scenario ACL, best case scenario he's out for a month, torn ACL or is out for a month or so. So yeah, those were some of the news breaks that happened this weekend. But yeah, Thursday night of last week, Dallas gets the win against the Giants, 24-15, extremely boring game. Any other games from last week that you want to talk about? I mean, I know your Packers had a pretty crazy game.
Well, I don't know if when you're going to talk about the win of the week, but I mean, yeah, I think Minnesota beating a divisional opponent on the road has serious implications uh, down the road. I think that them winning this is huge. I mean, obviously, saw 4-0, beating the Packers at Packers is big. But there's many times where those two teams flop, or the Vikings will beat the Packers at home, and the Packers will come and go beat the Vikings at home. I liked what I saw from the second half, but turnovers were just horrible. But yeah, I mean, all props to Minnesota. This guy right here, Sam Darnold, just kicking ass and taking names. Nothing but respect for him. Other games from last week. I
I
mean, did you
mean,
have any?
the Jets losing to the Broncos at home is just insane.
Yeah, I mean, they were definitely my top contender for the flop of the week, and
Joe Flacco coming in, playing vintage Joe Flacco football, 2 touchdowns, gets the dub.
I mean, let me see. Yeah, I mean,
Jacksonville moves to 0-4, which is pretty crazy. The Commanders absolutely dominated against the Cardinals. That team looks scary, honestly. Like they look really, really good.
Cincinnati and Niners both get back on track with much needed wins.
Yeah, I mean Ravens smoked the Bills. Monday Night Football, I mean that Seahawks Lions game was electric. The Seahawks are a pretty real deal, man. Kenneth Walker 3 touchdowns, Geno 400 passing yards. Like that Steelers defense, they need to figure it out. But I mean the Lions were due to get back on track on offense. Their offense had been pretty slow through the first 3 weeks, so the Lions were due to get back on track. But 42 points, man, that's pretty brutal. But that Dolphins team, man, wow.
I was,
Will Levis may have lost his starting job too.
oh yeah, big time. I mean, they say they have faith in him, but those guys, that's worth nothing in the NFL
Yeah.
now. But what I was gonna say, I did watch the show this week, Pat McAfee show. And they had Bill on there. In with the Eagles that lost to Tampa Bay, puts them at 3-10 in the last 13 games. I mean, they're a good team, got a lot of good players, and they're pretty banged up. But like, I think people need to talk about that. That's a big deal. I mean, if that's a regular season, that's horrible. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know how good of a team this Philadelphia team is. I mean, they beats New Orleans, who I've expressed doubts upon earlier in the year. But I'm looking for Philly to really have a redemption arc. If not, things are gonna be scary.
Yeah, Sirianni would definitely be on the hot seat if they continue to, play at that level and if they miss the playoffs this year, I think Sirianni might be out. Maybe Bill Belichick goes in there. But yeah, speaking of the Eagles, they lost to the Bucks this weekend, which brings us to the game tomorrow, Thursday, October 3rd, Thursday night football in Atlanta. The Falcons are playing the Bucks. The Falcons open at are at one -1.5 favorites right now. What's your pick in that game?
I mean, I will forever be a certified Baker Mayfield lover.
Yeah.
So I got him winning 31-25 in a great game.
25. Interesting. And hard to get to 25 points. I'm not sure how the math works on that. Probably going for two or something. It goes along in there. But I'm I'm on ATL Thursday night football prime time at home. I think the Falcons find a way to get this one done. I mean, they have to if they want any sort of, chance this season. I'm kind of high on the Falcons, honestly. I think they're figuring it all out. I'm against you on this one. I think ATL gets the win in this one. It's gonna be close though.
It was a toss up for me. I mean, I had it as a one possession game for a reason, but
Yeah.
with that one, I needed to for sure lock one in. So yeah,
All right, moving on to this weekend, Sunday. Uh, this game is in London. The Jets are taking on the Vikings. Vikings could move to 5-0. Jets could lose an international game and drop to 2-3. They're playing at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium out there in London. 6:30 kickoff for those Pacific Coast folks. What do you think about this one?
right now I have it 28-24, no winner
No winner.
so far. Um,
Okay.
but I'm really liking the Jets. I mean, I know they had a brutal loss, but Minnesota just beat the Packers, and Rodgers still has some love for the Packers deep in that heart of his. So I feel like he's going to come in and try to set them off course. So I think I'm going to go with the Jets. I think the Jets are going to take care of business. I think they're a good football team. I mean, I've picked against Minnesota a lot. I'm hoping this week will actually be the week that they fall off. If not, keep proving me wrong. Brett. Sorry, shout out Brett.
Yeah, this is an interesting one for sure. Rodgers is the type of guy that goes over there and balls out in this type of game over there in front of those Brits in London. But I'm looking at Sam Darnold, 1,000 passing yards and 11 touchdowns through 4 games. The Jets are gonna lose for sure. I got the Vikings in this one. I'm on Minnesota.
Sweet. Like both choosing two different teams already.
Now we got Panthers Bears. It's a home game.
Oh, Bears.
Home game for the Bears. Caleb Williams, 3 touchdowns, 4 picks so far. Neither of these teams have any sort of run game, and their pass game's not great either. But yeah, this is an interesting one. I'll start. I have Chicago in this one. I think they win at home.
Yeah, I do too. And it just pisses me off looking at the schedule. I mean, Texans, Titans, Colts, Rams, Panthers. These are not the Jaguars. I mean, these first fucking six teams for the Bears are so ass. I mean, it just pisses me off. I mean, it's like, dude, talk about a cakewalk.
Yeah, it's a long season, man. That's why, you can't get too high or too low right now. Like Vikings are 4-0 right now. We could flash forward a month and they're 4-4. Like you can't get too high too early. Uh, but you're on the Chicago as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. This was a big one, dude. AFC North divisional matchup. The 2-2 Ravens head into Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati to take on Joe Burrow and the 1-3 Bengals. That 1-3 record should not really be attributed to Burrow. Burrow's got 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, 1 pick so far through 3 or 4 games with a banged up Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. And no real run game either. This is an interesting one. Who you got in this one? Baltimore or Cincinnati?
I just like it's just funny hearing you say that because that's just such a common sentiment in the NFL world where like a guy like Burrow can get all this lenient way, but freaking Brock loses 2 games, it's 2-2 with a banged up roster, and people are coming for that guy's head. It's just ridiculous. I mean, I think Joe Burrow really hasn't proved much. And I don't think he's going to prove much this next game. And I think Baltimore has found their groove and is going to win 31-24. I mean, Burrow just got to prove me wrong. But dude, that guy since that Super Bowl to me hasn't done shit.
Yeah,
And
I mean he's playing good ball. He's only got 1 turnover through 4 games, and they have 3 losses. I feel like that's not very common. I think most of these 3 loss teams, their quarterback probably has more than 1 turnover. But I'm with you, man. That Ravens team is going to just run all over the Bengals. I think King Henry's going to have a huge game again. Lamar's going to be running. It's going to be. I like Baltimore to maybe win by like 10.
I had 7. I mean, I could easily see it be 34-24.
Well, here we go. We have made it to the Poop Bowl, the worst game of the week. Miami Dolphins and Huntley versus Jacoby Brissett and the Patriots. Basically, same shit, different font with those two quarterbacks and two teams, man. It's just a dumpster fire all around. And this one, I have New England winning at home. I don't see that Dolphins team scoring a touchdown. I really don't. So I have New England winning at home in this one. Who do you got?
That makes it easy for me. I'm going Miami just because that was just the pick 'em game for me. Whatever you
Okay.
did in the opposite. Got 15-10. I truly believe that that's going to be the fucking score.
That
15.
could very likely, very likely. Is that 5 field goals and a touchdown and a field goal?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
I
like
like
that.
forever was going to win that game. I got Miami taking it. Yeah, that is certified.
Miami
Oh,
taking it without scoring a touchdown. They're gonna 5 field goals and win that thing. I like that.
dude, Miami.
Uh
Sorry to keep it going with this.
yeah.
Back to back poop bowls for Miami, dude. Tennessee last week, New England this week. I
I
mean,
know.
holy shit factory over
They had
there.
Mason Rudolph delivering early Christmas presents though, dude. He was looking nicey. He had me
Got
feeling
feeling nice.
nicey.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. Mason Rudolph, man. He's got that handoff down, bro. He can hand the ball off like anyone in the
off a
league. I'll tell
handoff.
you. I'll tell you that. Commanders, Browns. Browns are 1-3. Commanders are 3-1. Something's got to give here. Uh, I am riding the hot hand with the Commanders. I think they win this one. Their defense is too good, and I mean Cliff Kingsbury, it should win MVP of the league for the players, not just for he should be coach of the year. Cliff Kingsbury should be player MVP. That's my vote. I got the Commanders beating the Browns. Who you got?
Same with you. 35-20 Washington. Another offensive onslaught by the freaking Commanders. So
Let's
I got
go.
them taking care of the Brownies.
They're gonna take care of the Brownies. They're gonna wipe them up. No issues whatsoever. All right, Gold, Jolt, Colts
What?
Jaguars.
Oh, oh.
Jolts
Hey,
Jaguars.
Junior.
Colts Jaguars. The Jaguars are 0-4. That's crazy. Take it on Indy. It's a home game for Jacksonville. I have Jacksonville getting their first win of the season.
All right. Well, I'm going to Indy.
You're
I'm,
going
fa-
Indy?
Actually, fuck. I don't know because I have it 24-20. This game deserves an F bomb because this game sucks. I mean, Joe Flacco versus Lawrence. God, okay, yeah, you got me convinced. All right, I'll go Jacksonville with you. All right.
Yeah, Flacco's gonna throw like three picks, and like, yeah, it's supposed to rain. Early forecast shows rain. Let's see what happens
If
there.
Elon loses, dude, we're gonna have a whole segment dedicated to him. Okay.
Yeah, okay, that's
The
fair.
next week, if he loses, since he screwed us both, we'll have a whole segment edited.
We'll start a boycott that we will commit self harm unless he cuts his hair. He has to cut his hair, else we will commit self harm. So if anything happens, it's on his plate.
Ben and Beaver Sudoku challenge.
All right, Bills Texans game of the week alert. Game of the week alert. My game of the week. Bills Texans. I have uh Buffalo. I got Buffalo getting the away win in NRG Stadium. It's a bounce back for Buffalo. They got embarrassed on was it Monday Night Football or
Night football.
Thursday Night Football? I don't know. They got
Oh, it's
embarrassed.
Sunday night football.
Sunday Night Football. Buffalo got embarrassed. I have the Bills winning this one. It's gonna be close, high scoring game. But yeah, I think the Bills win. Which is a bold take because the Texans are at home and they're really good this year, but I got the Bills.
I don't even know if it's that bold. I mean, this was another one I was gonna try to fade you with, but think about how they got blown out at home. I think I'm going Bills too.
Yeah.
Or not, they didn't get blown at home. Just got blown out.
Yeah, they got blown
Um,
out. Wasn't at home.
on national spotlight. I think since this is just like a noon game or what was it, 10 o'clock? It's during the morning, so that's
Yeah.
Josh Allen's prime. So I got him scoring 5 touchdowns, win 35-31. Blend the league. No, he's still Josh Allen after that loss.
Love it, dude. We got Antonio Pierce taking on Sean Payton, Raiders Broncos, AFC West matchup at Empower Field at Mile High. Give me Denver. I have Denver. Who you got?
Raiders, dude. I just
Devontae Adams isn't playing. This is Gardner Minshew. The Broncos is just
I
shut
mean,
down the Jets. Come
look
on,
at
dude.
this, dude. Chargers at Chargers, 22-10 loss. At Ravens, 26-23 win. Versus the Panthers at home, 36-22 loss. Versus the Browns, 2016 win. Like these are just weird games. Like
Yeah, dude. There's
most
no.
unpredictable fucking team.
Well, they're
I,
due for a loss. They're coming off a win. They're due for a loss. Who you got?
yeah, you're right. Because that's the pattern they're going. Yeah, I'll go with the pattern. I'm going
Yeah,
Broncos.
yeah. That's the only way to. It's the
And
only way to.
that's why I going into this 20-15 Broncos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Well, we got the NFL's leading passer and the second leading rusher, Brock Purdy, Jordan Mason, are playing host to the 1-3 Cardinals. Cardinals are coming out with an absolute belt to ass game. They got whooped by the commies, the
The
Redskins,
only
whatever.
wins against the Rams in that blowout.
In that blowout. Yeah, they're 1-3. I mean, the Niners take care of business here and move to 3-2. Another good game all around. I think Kittle gets it more involved. He scored touchdown last week. I mean, I'm on Niners.
Good
What am
one
I
at
saying?
that.
Yeah, it was an amazing touchdown.
Yeah. 27-29 is what I got. I mean,
27-20.
yeah. I think they're gonna win off of a cool touchdown at the end. I think Debo's whack. I was about to say whack. I think he's back, and he's gonna have a cool touchdown, like a run or something, to win the game.
Yeah, your Packers are taking on the Rams at SoFi. Levi South. Green Bay. First time picking them all year. I'm on Green Bay.
Wow. I mean, dude, if they don't, you're gonna see a guy who's wigged out. I'm
Wigged
gonna be,
out, but
I'm
you
gonna
might
be
crash out.
because we're gonna be looking at Malik Willis being 2-0 with us, and uh,
Jordan
Love.
Love being 0-3.
Yeah, that would be pretty freaking bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think the Rams, unfortunately, just are a shell of a team. I mean, there's just not a lot of talent left after all these injuries. So yeah,
They kind of show you what happens when you go all in on a Super Bowl.
I mean,
I mean, no
I don't
Puka
know you.
hurts, bro. No Puka hurts bad.
I don't know about you, Matt. As an Irons fan, I would so have done that. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, for sure.
three Super Bowl losses. I'd rather go all in and suck after
Yeah,
that.
no doubt. I
We should have just signed Tom Brady. That would have been all in.
yeah,
Too.
or I don't know, something, man, something to try to beat the Chiefs because they're obviously they obviously haven't found that formula yet. Giants, Seahawks. Uh, I mean, you're on the Packers, right? You're taking your boys.
Yeah.
Okay. Giants, Seahawks. For me in this one, Seattle is hot, man. I like that team. There, I like them a lot, actually. I like Smith and Jigba. DK, like I kind of hate DK sometimes just because he's a little bit of like a diva out there, but it's a home game against Danny Dimes, bro. Give me Seattle all day.
I like the score I got predicted for this one too. I got 28-12 Seattle.
28-12. Yeah. That
A
team's good.
lot.
Their defense bounces back, huh?
Yeah, a bunch of field goals, which is whatever. But
Yeah.
I think Seattle, like, I mean, dude, the Giants could not. They're like weird. They'll get to the freaking 30 or 20-yard line, and then it'll be like, all right, or even at the goal line and just forget how to score. It's like,
Yeah, Dayball Dayball needs to be like serving up Philly cheesesteaks to G. Anthony Thomas down in LA or something. Dayball's not an NFL coach. He's a
Eddie
chef.
D ball's even not an NFL coach. That's even worse.
Yeah, dude. Well, fuck. We got Cowboys Steelers NBC game, Acrisure Stadium. It's in Pittsburgh. Dallas is winning. Dallas is bounced back. Dallas is winning this one. Steelers are going to go to 3-2, and people are going to be like, "Okay, Russ, where are you? Where are you, Russ?" They're going to be done with Fields after this one.
I completely agree. 28-17 Dallas.
All right. The Monday Night Football game has banger potential all over it. It's at Arrowhead. It's the Saints taking on the Chiefs. So, I mean, primetime Monday Night Football at home. The Chiefs are -5.5. They should be -1 million because they're going to have every call go their way. They're going to show Taylor Swift about 6 or 7 times. But
Let's get start showing her tits.
that
That'd be
being, yeah, well, whoa, I don't know about that. Maybe, but give me Derek Carr. Primetime Derek Carr sucks, but I still have them winning. Kamara is gonna feast. I got a big Kamara game and maybe a little bit of Olave scoring a touchdown too. But I'm on New Orleans. The Chiefs are gonna lose their first game this week.
I mean, I could see it happening, but it's Derek Carr, dude. I mean, that guy loves to lose to the fucking Chiefs.
So you're on
I got I got two monumental games this week. This is my game of the week. 24-23 Chiefs on some crazy play that everyone's gonna be mad about, and the NFL is just gonna be like,
that's the
what?
Chiefs,
Guess
baby.
what? Guess what? Guess what? And guess what? Mahomes' son just killed someone already before he was born. Then that's gonna happen. Like there's gonna be a
Yeah. I
massacre.
did hear that happened, so I'm with you on that one. Well, hey man, it's week 5. You know what that means?
What?
The bye week has started. The Lions, Titans, Eagles, and Chargers are all going into the bye week. The Lions are coming in hot to the bye week. It's a little early for them. I don't like them having an early bye week. I think the Lions are a team that need a later bye week. So I don't love the early bye week for the Lions. The Titans, I mean, you might see a Super Bowl run with Mason Rudolph coming out of this bye week for the Titans, dude. Will Levis out of town. They're going to trade him for a first rounder. And then the Eagles, their bye week.
No one's giving a first rounder to Will.
Oh, you don't think so?
Maybe 2072 first round pick.
Yeah.
But
And
I don't think anything in
the
the
Eagles and the Chargers, man, that Eagles team needs to figure it out. This is a good bye week for the Eagles. I like this bye week for the Eagles. The Chargers, I don't know, man. I don't have a lot of faith in first year Harbaugh. And I mean, just Justin Herbert is just giving off such hard Andrew Luck vibes. Like, dude, I feel like Herbert might retire next season. Like next season might be Herbert's last season. You know, he might. I just
I
don't think
didn't even
he's.
think
I don't
about
think
that,
he's
but
built for it.
that's spot on, dude. He is fucking Andrew Luck.
I just don't
That
think he's built for it, dude.
No, like you're so right, dude. He does Andrew Luck-esque stuff.
I'm saying,
But
dude.
but he's not as dumb as dude. I was so high on Anthony Richardson, and that mother fricker can't slide. Like, dude,
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell?
That's because he
Like,
sees the guy and he's like, I'm bigger than that guy because he's like 6'4", 250. So he's like, I'm bigger than him and thinks that he can just run through him. But like, dude, doesn't matter how big you are. That guy only has to tackle. He doesn't have to drop back and throw the pass. So he doesn't care about, like Anthony Richardson either needs to figure it out. I mean, it's still his first year because he got injured last year. So it's still like technically his
he got
first year.
injured this year. Is next year gonna be his first year, and it's his third freaking season?
Might be, dude. So we might just keep having first years for the guy. It could be that type of deal, dude. It's still his first year.
I mean, but yeah, I agree. Besides Detroit, those other three teams needed this bye. I mean, Tennessee might just need the whole season on bye. I mean, they got the win last week, but other than that, looking horrible. But
Yeah, dude.
Chargers and Philly both need to get healthy, so this was needed.
All right. Well, what do we want to bounce around to now, dude? What do you want to give like some recaps from last week?
Yeah,
Uh,
I like to talk about my worst team of the week, the Green Bay Packers.
it's not the Jets, the Packers.
Oh yeah, for the Jets, dude, it's like okay, well, dude,
Yeah,
we're
but
talking.
the
It's like if
Vikings
there was
are.
a World War III and Germany started, you'd be like, oh, okay, well, that's not surprising. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
the Jets suck. The Packers, dude. I mean, top to bottom, we got freaking Matt LaFleur running on the field, getting a flag called on him, dude. Like, I don't care how stupid of what happened is. You don't get a flag called on you as a coach. That's just textbook dummy shit. And then Jordan Love throwing picks like it's like Nate Peterman out there. I mean, I don't know what's
I
going
know, but
on.
aren't you inspired by that comeback? I mean, they definitely looked good on that comeback.
Yeah, I mean, they almost did. They almost won. I mean, well, what, dude? I mean, that doesn't
Dude, they were
matter.
down 28-0. I mean, like if they would have lost 42-7, I'd be like, "Oh, time to panic." But they came all the way back. Your quarterback had 4 passing touchdowns and like what all his picks were like first half, right? Like I mean,
Yeah, I like the second half. I mean, it's a tale of two halves.
yeah. I mean they
Obviously,
like
I mean, they might not have been the worst team of the week, but they to lose to the Vikings at home is
I
just
mean the
so.
Jets didn't score an offensive touchdown, dude. Like that's brutal, man. I mean the Dolphins. I mean, but the Dolphins is expected. They got Snoop Huntley out there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I'll be more pissed if they lose next week. But I mean, yeah, I'd probably say the worst team of the week's probably the Jets. Maybe the Bills, dude. Getting blown out like that just unacceptable.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, I don't know who my worst team of the week is. It was the Jets, but then again, I mean, like it's the Jets, so it's like you said, not like a huge surprise that they lose that game at home to Zach Wilson.
Honestly, the more disappointing thing to me is Arizona. Losing 42 to 14 at home is pretty bad. To a rookie quarterback in his fourth ever game is really bad. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. I think that is the worst team of the week. That's inexcusable. I mean, Jaden Daniels led the game with 233 passing yards. And I mean, whoa, some of these games. Well, how many passing yards does Lamar have if Josh Allen led the game with 180?
Yeah, but that game was over at halftime. Did you watch that game at all?
I mean, I stopped watching towards
I mean,
half.
look, Derrick Henry had 200 rushing yards, dude. Like,
Yeah, I guess so. That's right. But I mean, I don't know. I think what Arizona did was pretty inexcusable. I mean, that's pretty
yeah,
bad.
yeah. Jets and Arizona both looked like teams without any sort of direction. Geno Smith leads the NFL in passing yards. Brock Purdy is 50 yards behind him. Derek Henry leads the NFL in rushing yards, 480. Jordan Mason's 30 yards behind him. Saquon's 10 yards behind Jordan Mason. Aiden Hutchinson leads the NFL in sacks, still with 6.5. Kyle Van Noy is sitting at 6 sacks through 4 games.
I like that. That's got me feeling nicey.
That's pretty crazy. Your boy Xavier McKinney still is averaging a pick a game. We got another one last week. Nico Collins. Nico Collins, man, he balled out last week.
So yeah,
489 yards on the season, 100 more than the next closest guy. The next closest guy is Malik Neighbors, rookie, second in the league in receiving yards. Pretty
talk about
awesome.
being a whole offense right there.
Yeah, for real. How about my MVP of the week is the one, the only, the Predator, Fred Warner, man. Fred Warner playing insane ball right now.
He got
So
hurt.
what?
He's hurt.
He's hurt?
Yeah, he got hurt.
Yeah, he didn't participate in the practice on Wednesday. No surprise there. I mean, that's just textbook Niners stuff. Like the guy goes balls out, scores, gets a pick six, and just can't play anymore. Like very Niner-esque football right there. Uh, what's your my game of the week was Buffalo Houston. What's your game of the week for this next week?
Well, before that, I like to talk about my defensive player of the week, Jordan Love.
Jordan Love, defensive player of the week. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's 3 picks. Great, good job of him. Game of the week. They honestly it wasn't that many great games. I mean, the Packers and Vikings ones obviously entertaining for me. I mean, because they came back a bit, but I'd probably say the Detroit game. I mean, it wasn't really the closest, but Detroit's just
No,
not
no,
like.
no. I was saying for the game of the week coming up, but you want me to
Oh,
give the game? You're talking about the game of the week from last week? Yeah, Detroit for sure was probably the game of the week.
oh yeah, my game of the week for this week's gonna be. I have three candidates. It's either gonna be the Monday night game
Yeah.
with or Dallas at Pittsburgh's always just that just reeks of classic matchup. And then the last one was the one you talked about earlier, Buffalo Houston.
Yeah, Buffalo Houston. I mean, Buffalo Houston could be game of the week, but it also could be stinker of the week. Like you just don't know
Yeah, the
what you're
Bills
gonna.
could come in, or the Texans could come in and just beat.
Yeah, you just don't know what you're gonna get out of that one.
Mhm. I did want to give a shout out to Troy Anderson. Never heard of this guy, but he had a good week last week. Checked, he had like a couple sacks. So
What team is he? What team is that guy on?
let me go back up the stats. Let's go find this dude.
You're just giving shout outs to just random dudes that you don't even know who it is.
No,
I like it. I like it.
I mean, dude, I saw he balled out. We gotta find this guy. I mean,
He's on
Troy.
ATL
Yeah,
out of
I,
Montana State.
he had a big game last week. He had where is he?
Yeah, hey, you know what just happened?
17 total tackles and a pick. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guess what? Head coach
What?
Raheem Morris told reporters Wednesday that Anderson knee won't play in Thursday night's matchup against Buccaneers.
Well, I think we're the only person that ever reported that. So hey, you heard it here first on
No, dude, everyone's reporting that. Dude, I got balled out last week. What are you talking about, dude?
Oh yeah, that's the top thing. We won't play. Still, you heard it here first. Will not be played.
Yeah, breaking news. Beaver Benjo ball talk. Break the news. George Pickens, 100 yard receiving game last week. Michael Pittman, neighbors. Jaden Reed. Big game for Jaden Reed.
Dude, Indy is tackling. Both the defensive leaders in tackling are both on Indy and both have 47 tackles.
Yeah, bro. That means their run defense sucks because they're giving a lot of handoffs if they're getting a lot of tackles.
Yeah. That is for sure. Tyrann Matthews still holding this thing down, dude. Holy cow. 2 picks. There you go.
Yeah, bro. The honey badger is the honey
Fred.
badger.
Fred with 2 picks. Is Pac-Man Jones bad, dude? Pat Jones with 5 sacks.
Still can't believe Derrick Henry broke out an 87-yard touchdown, dude. I didn't think the Trojan horse still had that in him, dude. 87 yards to the house.
I mean, he's just the guy.
Yeah, he's Timmy Johnson.
And how can you not love that guy? I mean, we'll just check the standings right quick. We got Bills leading, Steelers leading, Texans lead. Texans are 3-1. Well, I did not realize that they only had one loss.
Yeah, but they're, I mean, it's a really good baseball team. Or it's a really good football team.
It's a good baseball team too.
It's a good baseball team out there, the Houston Oilers.
Yeah, the Pack, poor Packers, dude. That division's gonna be tough.
I think I hold on. All right, brother. What else you got?
Um, I mean, it looks like we really talked about everything I wanted to talk about. Nico Collins has been balling out. Mentioned that. Anything in the college football world you want to talk about? I mean, Arch Manning. I mean, a lot of teams
Yeah,
are
I
going
mean
to talk about the tank.
that that Bama Georgia game was quite the game, man. That was a banger.
I mean, it always is. I didn't think Carson Beck was going to come back, but
I know, but I thought they were gonna win. I thought Georgia was gonna win that game, like before it started. I was on, I was on Georgia.
I mean, what about Ole Miss? Took
Yeah,
a monumental loss. My buddy Jacob, known Texans fan, said it was worse than watching his team choke a 24-0 lead.
yeah. Well, okay, relax, dude. That guy's been on campus for 2 weeks, and he's already the biggest fan of all time. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, yeah, but
Like, dude, was that guy following Ole Miss football 4 years ago? Probably not, dude. You know, like it's just like I don't understand. I don't understand that, but whatever.
I guess being in the state, it really shell shocked him.
Yeah, see, the atmosphere was too much for Shaw to handle. He got all fired up, dude. The worst loss of all time.
Dude, we got shot at as Vietnam.
Yeah, dude, for real. Might not see that guy for a few weeks. He's said too much. This coming up week, Oregon's playing a Big Ten game on Friday. It's interesting. Big Ten Friday, at home versus Michigan State. That'll be a good one.
Green
Ducks
game.
Ducks favored by over 3 touchdowns, but I mean, dude, you never know.
You never know.
SMU gets a big win. They moved to 4-1 after that bounce back, or after that tough loss to UCL, BYU. I
But
mean, they Florida State. I mean, DJ Uiagalelei, 6 picks. That guy's trash. Ashton Genty keeps it up, dude. 82 carries, 845 yards, 13 touchdowns. The guy's averaging more than 10 yards a carry, and he's got 13 touchdowns. I mean, you can't even do that in a video game. You can't do what he's doing if you played a video game, dude.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
The guy's truly unreal.
Holy cow, dude. The Saints have a plus 57 differential and are 2-2.
Yeah, well, that's because their first 2 games of the season are so skewed, bro.
Oh no. Jacksonville with a negative 49 differential. The Colts are just even.
Wild.
Two
All
and
right,
two.
well, we're wrapping up episode 6, I believe this is,
All right,
of
the
the
month.
Benjo Ball Talk. You got anything to send our viewers into the weekend with, Benjo? Anything for the viewers watching at home, the millions watching around the world?
Watch some Gruden football. Um, and give hell to your boss.
Any shout outs, no free shout outs?
Uh, shout out Brett Sutterstein. Uh, this team is kicking ass, taking names this year. He's pretty humble and modest with the Vikings. He knows what to expect, rightfully so. And shout out JJ McCarthy. Interesting future for you, my guy. See how that goes.
Shout out, no free shout outs. JJ McCarthy and Brett Sutterstein. Love it. That wraps up episode 6. Thanks everybody for watching. We will see you next week. And before we get out of here, I went 8-4, 8-8 again, and Benjo went 10-6. Benjo retakes the season lead. Should have started with that. we didn't. But Benjo goes 10-6
For the
on the
people that stayed
week.
around the whole way.
Yeah. Benjo goes 10-6, and I go 8-8 for the third straight week. I am 24-24 from weeks 2, 3, and 4 combined. I mean, just straight down the muck and fiddle. Unbelievable. Didn't even think it was possible, but here we are.
Yeah, I mean it's just been a weird year. Very hard to predict. Um, but I think as the season progresses, we'll get better.
All right, I'm sending my viewers into the weekend with the one, the only, the double salute. That wraps it up.